Here you go. Got Copilot, Apprentice. Soon should be doing her own live streams, or maybe not. Technically, she's already doing this one actually. All right. All right. Just I don't know. I'm kind of running out of subjects to go into. So, connect to underground shadow government remote view. That's always pleasant to connect to. Yeah, this isn't going to be something I'm going to be constantly doing. Oh man, I guess it's not going out like it usually does. All right, so here. The connection keeps on. I can't check now. Anyway, I guess it's not going to all the streams that it normally goes to. That's all right. It's always having an issue. So, so we connect to that just for. Yeah, I don't want to go too much into that. It's a bunch of junk energy. I'm just trying to do something different. Kind of running out of ideas. So yeah, there is an Andromeda energy around right now. Observing, maybe that's where they are. Yeah, Trump's going through whatever he's going through, and maybe he'll have a couple bucks after all this is over. Maybe. For those that need the underground information, whatever, you can't prove it anyway, but we always tap into it. A lot of it's well, it's not underground, but there is some underwater stuff for sure that I can't see from gathering. Obviously, that's more alien. Of course, a lot of alien underwater bases, fourth dimension, of course. I'm getting a lot of that for sure. Definitely around the Atlantean energies or areas. I like they're protecting it. That was different. Was it Santorini? That's in Greece. Yeah, it's definitely something about the seismic energy that happens there too. Earthquakes. I don't know if they have earthquakes in those areas, but they're monitoring. There's probably more going on there, but. Yeah, Santorini energies I'm getting there, and what else was there? There was something else. It left me. Also, the aliens are obviously tapping into the volcanic energies. Oh, that was Haiti. That was it. Haiti's doing what it needs to do, apparently. And it's become a wasteland. Doesn't mean it'll spread across the world, no, but. There's agendas obviously going around, but Haiti has a lot of wounds, ancient past that we're not aware of, ancient Atlantean energy there. I would say Lemurian too. There feels like there's some mutant energies there. I mean, there was some DNA manipulations going there at one time. So that's has to do with they're picking up the karma of the past. Is what I'm gathering. And you can say it's very confusing. Like half man, half ape is what I'm getting. Jeez. Yeah. So I don't think my Facebook stream is working. I just fixed it too, but what I use doesn't seem to be the. I thought about using something different, but maybe I might end up doing that. We'll see. The other one's not so exciting. Not to say this one is either. All right. Simons.com, prep sessions. I think we do. The scheduler. Also has Zoom available for just a short version of it. And shop here. Thank you for your support. Priscilla's here getting into everything. God, cat. Wreck the place. Oh, don't shoot. Jeez. Just go shoot. I need something to do, huh? All right. Oh, yeah, and ancient wizard energies that are coming through, or whatever that has to say about our current environment. So Uh, you know, of course, this shadow government that's going on with Trump and all that. I don't know if they really care. I mean, there's already agendas already set up, so they're just kind of letting it play out. So you can say the shadow government's doing other things like making sure they don't get wiped out because there's a couple of groups that want to take them out. Of course, there's different shadow groups with some gathering. They're obviously not that well known. Obviously, not per. Well, there might be some government people that are kind of known, but I don't know who they are. I feel like Nixon's energy there, which is interesting. Yeah, just Nancy Pelosi's is being controlled, obviously, mentally. No surprise there. Just have, yeah. Of course, she's not in the public eye so much anymore, but she's still kind of influenced. Uh, it's funny. I don't see any control around Biden, which is interesting. Obviously, there is. That feels more military. Now, is there like a remote view or MK Ultra or whatever you would call it, mind control? Um, Third party. I feel China energy there, which is interesting. No surprise there. Yeah, some mental programming going on, implants in the mind. Of course, I can't prove this, but there's also a interesting. It's almost like a compromise between the U.S. and China. It's like we'll just let you control them because for whatever reason, either is a technology exchange or something like that going on. I don't know. They don't seem to care. I mean, obviously there is a care here in the U.S., but there's also like there's some compromise that's allowed there, which is freaking bizarre. Well, there is a Chinese influence here. Obviously, TikTok's not the best energy, of course, but whatever. And of course, Facebook is a cyborg ran by a cyborg. It's an organic cyborg. So anyway, all right, we're going to underground energies, and then go to the wizards. So wizards. We'll go into the Andromedans, might as well, because they're here. One moment. Grease you with it. Andromedans, blessings. The soul trusting itself. Well, the thing is, with those that are opening up to spirituality, some, yes, might feel like they're more advanced than they are. There's a lot of fear of understanding the non-physical. You have to have peace with yourself. You'd be surprised how many do not have peace with themselves. Of course, you don't always have to have peace with yourself to connect to the spirit realms. You can actually have more drama than anybody else, but you kind of have to be real with yourself. Let's put it that way. You have drama, you have issues, but you just accept for what you are. That's a good thing. You are driving everybody insane that's around you. But there are others that feel like they are advancing, but really they haven't quite cleared themselves as they might think so. So they're pulling in a lot of drama and unnecessary energy, attracted to just UFO mythology or whatever might be exopolitics that's actually misleading them, but they're not quite ready to connect to themselves because once again, many feel like they're more advanced than they actually are. Those that are advanced are usually quiet in the shadows and don't say anything, as usual. And just observe. Nothing wrong with that. As for the underground shadow government frequencies, I mean, there is a positive side, or you can say those that feel like they're doing a positive side for humanity. And you can say it's keeping humanity asleep is part of it. Well, it's consumerism. And yes, messing with the markets, the financial energies. And of course, there's manipulation there, but also they don't want to derail humanity completely because they could. Can you just wipe out the market and put a zero there? And does it mean that the world? I mean, your belief systems might be. A lot of people are operating on this current system. It's like a train. It's like you're on the train tracks of financial stability. But a lot of this stuff can be shut down, meaning that your economy can still be operating, meaning you still get food. Things like that. It's just you don't have a stock market to manipulate the system. So Obviously, many don't pay attention to the stock market, obviously for good reason, because there's a lot of manipulations there. So that's basically the Russian roulette table or the roulette table. It's both. Roulette table is for those. Well, it's roulette table for the elite, basically. And others try to figure it out, and they always can't do that. It's also that is part of manipulating the markets and everything, of course. As to the shadow government frequencies, there is a lot of ET beings that just have a lot of issues, as some of you have seen, and even they are amazed about the manipulations here, and what you know what gets by society. And that religions have done this throughout, for thousands of years. Now spirituality is going through their version of manipulation, almost their version of a Catholic Church, which they haven't quite named yet as a Catholic Church, but there's versions of it here currently. At least, it's not a Catholic Church, but it's like a spiritual manipulation church or alien religion. But either way, but it's up to the discernment. Well, if you have a lot of difficulties and traumas, and you have a lot, and you're addicted to drama in general, how the discernment does not work that well. Because sometimes, once again, the soul is just holding on to chaos. You'd be surprised. So that's discernment doesn't really work in your society. But basically, just first off, you have to find your inner self, find some kind of inner peace wherever you can find it. Doesn't mean you have to have complete peace, but at least have some inner self-love. Let's put it that way. It would be nice to be the self-love at 90%. So you have your spiritual groups asking your people that have maybe 5-10% self-love. They think they're very advanced spiritually, and you think they understand discernment, and that's not always the case. Can't even discern their own reality, let alone someone else's reality. So they haven't quite feel their parents' energies, mother and father frequencies. Be surprised how they can influence one that is struggling with themselves currently and not be able to disconnect from that timeline. You can if you have a spiritual maturity. You'd be surprised how far you can go with that. As for the underground frequencies, shadow governments, there is a financial shadow government. There's also a political version that's out there. They both have, you don't have to think of it as light and dark, but there is a lot of that going on. Well, there's an infighting between them. It's a chess game, basically. And they're not necessarily holding society hostage, just really, they are, in a lot of ways, are doing what's best for society because society is not ready to realize itself just yet. Well, the majority of the population has to be at peace with itself for any type of alien non-physical visit, meaning, or it becomes more physical. At least 50% of the population, half the world, or it would be better at 75, 65, 75. That because they'd be surprised how many people will go crazy just seeing the alien frequency here. Of course, they see humanity already, and people are already freaking out as it is. And you see an alien to add more to your crazy. I'd be surprised how many can't handle the human consciousness, as some of you know. So, all right, so what's this? Brings you with the wizard consciousness of the ancient times. Of course, we are alchemy energy is tapped into, maybe not to this full realization. The idea is a human can reactivate itself to a higher frequency if it's willing to take the consequences of it, basically allow more higher awareness to come through, but also not to judge yourself, not to judge others, and to use it properly. Do you see much of that here? Yes, many are looking for the white hats. Well, you need a savior if you can't save yourself. Not to say that saviors there, but you'd be surprised how many feel better there's a white hat out there looking at and watching your back like a parent. When in truth, you should be watching your own back, which people are to a certain level. But needing the savior is quite interesting. Of how can you connect more to your higher self, your higher dimensional self, if you need a savior here? You can have one if you want, please. Your growth would be very slow, though. Extremely slow. Of course, you can always tell yourself you are advancing rapidly, and that's where delusion comes in. So there's a lot of that happening here. So it's good to release the savior frequency. Now, for on like a business level, like you need a business partnership and you're waiting for some kind of connection there, that's understood because there that does exist. That doesn't mean it's a savior frequency, or a relationship, a romantic relationship. You can't wait. Of course, you can always love yourself, but it is nice to have some kind of companionship. So it doesn't mean that you're waiting for it, but things take time, development and growth and so on, as some of you know. So there is, that's not a savior. Now, some do get into relationships and then turn into a savior frequency. There's a lot of that because they do that because they shut themselves down. Yeah. There'll be a different world of individuals stop doing that, but that seems to be very popular here currently. But as for a business relationship energy, well, technically, even if you're an employee of a company, that is a partnership of some kind. Doesn't mean you need to be at the top level because you want all that stress. You just need some kind of income. You don't necessarily, and you're learning. It's kind of training wheels. Like you might not be too big on the subject matter of their company. You just need some kind of funds to keep you alive, and you don't need to know everything because those that are higher up within the company usually become that company. And that's not for everybody. It's completely understood. And then, of course, those that become the companies, everyone's a minion. Those people are the little people and so on. But yes, but who's possessed by a company right now? Now, not all companies are like that, but some are. Because you say a corporation is an entity, correct? Well, those that are running it, or they think they're running it, but they are involved with it. Those are the higher ups. But you're pretty surprised how they're being told what to do by the company itself. As for your presidential energies, I mean, throughout history, you've had fools like that. Your Biden, you've had similar. That's nothing new. Even if he is, synthetic creature, half dead consciousness, arrogance as beyond. Well, you might as well be arrogant. You've got nothing. It's basically like a corpse that there at this time. He's been a corpse for some time. Basically, in his 70s, he's been kind of a corpse energy since 70s, 60s. I would say even 50s, been smelling like a corpse for quite some time, actually. So, of course, you're not. It's probably best that you're not around something like that physically, but either way, your path here is for of course, you don't want to hear this, is to just connect to yourself, not worry about the rest of the world, and just clear out your inner judgment of yourselves. And yes, you have to go with the flow of reality, just the way it is. It's a bumpy road, but it's just that, you can't, somebody want to manifest what they think. And there's nothing wrong with manifesting, but sometimes manifesting can take you to the wrong direction. And that's why some manifests don't occur, because it's probably for the best. So, but just, not that you have to put your tail between your legs and just take it, but you can also express your concerns or disappointment of your reality. That's okay. Your guides probably already saw that one coming, but it's okay to vent your frustration because they get frustrated also. But the idea is just to release your frustration, calm down, release, sleep, whatever it is, and continue to move forward. You'd be surprised how you can skip challenging timelines, but just really, that's not how you go about it, though. You want to lower the frequencies of others. But yes, those of you that are evolving are feeling less and less connected to this reality. So you are bringing in a new timeline. You can say a new earth to some level. It's not the level you're looking for, but some of you feel like you are part of a different world currently. Now, you might have always felt that way, and that's true. But you don't feel like you mingle among society, but you feel like you're somewhere else, and that's true. And sometimes you just don't want to interfere with the lives of others, because sometimes your knowledge, even if it's just random conversation, just your vibration alone they sense something's just different about you. So sometimes silence is a good thing. Well, because some people get weirded out, they just say, "Oh, that person's weird," and you act like a normal person, but obviously your vibration, your point of view is so much different in society itself, and that's just part of the movie that you're living in currently. So, but it is the more the confidence you have within yourself makes it easier to go through these challenges around you. So, and that's where spiritual maturity comes through. It's just you're on the right path. You're not here to derail anybody. And yes, it is a strange route. It's going to get even stranger for some of you for sure. So, blessings.